If you struggle finding products to sell on Amazon or really don't know where to start, you don't know what you're looking for, check out this video. I think it's going to help you out quite a bit. Now, what we're going to do in this video, I'm not only going to reveal to you 3 of my winner products or products that I've sold in the past that have done quite well. I'm also going to show you exactly what I do to find products just like them that you can sell for yourself to make money on Amazon, especially here in Australia. Now, what I'm going to show you here are the actual listings. 2 of them are the actual listings. A third I actually don't have the real listing for it anymore. I'll show you a very, very similar listing, and I'll talk about how much I was able to sell with these products, and basically what I'm going to do after that is show you how to actually find the products yourself using a tool called Helium 10. Very, very helpful tool. So first product that we have here is a stainless steel wine bangle or wine flask. Like it's a bangle flask basically, and what this does is it's a hidden flask that is shaped as a bangle, as a sort of bracelet, and you're able to hide alcohol in it. Now, I sold this in the US market, as I've got here, new 2017 make. I sold this back in late 2017, and this were the actual photos. I used my dad's camera that he had at the time. The brand was called Easy by Life. Okay, Easy by Life. That was the logo that I had. This was the packaging, nothing special. Now, the funny thing was, this was in the US market. The funny thing was about this is that I ended up selling a little over 4,000 in the first month of this, when the sales actually started rolling in. So in the first full 30 days, sold just over 4,000. With this, I think it was 4,000 USD. I ended up profiting around 2,500 to 3,000 AUD with this product in a month. Okay, and that went on for a little bit. I didn't end up reordering this product. This was my very, very first Amazon product. So I was really, really excited, and this is really cool to see. These product images I just did up myself. I didn't get any help with them. I didn't get any help with the listing at all. It's a really, really cool product. I found this back in the day using Jungle Scout. So I found this, I think, in earlier 2017, and then it really started selling about November, December of 2017. So that was really, really cool to see. My first successful product, I think I got in about 300 units. I sold all of them within like a month. It was really, really cool. It was a great learning process for me. As I've seen here, we've only got like 5 reviews, so really, really cool to see. It just goes to show you that you don't have to have a bunch of reviews to start selling as well. That was my first product. And if we go to the next product here, and also I don't know why it says delivering to Lebanon. I don't know. I didn't put that address in, so I have no idea why it says delivering to Lebanon. But anyway, we'll move on. I also don't know why these are in my cart, so don't get any weird ideas. Okay. So anyway, the second product is the silicon egg bites mold. So what this product was if you have your pressure cookers, this was a mold for eggs. So you could have different recipes using eggs, and this was an egg mold. Okay, these are the products I did up myself. I just did these up. I think at the time it wasn't on Canva because I don't think Canva was really popular back then. But I just edited these myself, and then what I did with this product was I made 2 free ebooks, and I just found some information online, made some really free PDFs, really easy free PDFs that basically when someone purchased, they just got a free download for their PDF as well, which actually showed them recipes and how to use the egg bites mold with their pressure cooker. Really, really cool product. It was very, very cheap at the time. I think I sold these for, I think it was around about $20, maybe to $25. So back then it was actually quite cheap. Now I think these have actually come down further in price. I think it was actually a bit cheaper than that. I don't remember the actual price. The brand was called JP & Co. Very, very simple. The images were simple. Okay, I edited these myself. So this is Photoshop, this picture. So very, very simple stuff. Now with this one, it started off really slow, and I think I was able to grow this to around about 2,000 or so in revenue per month. Okay, profit margins for that are a bit up and down, but you've got this sort of general profit margins of around like 20-25%, sometimes a little bit higher, 30%, right? So I sold this one for quite a few months. This was my second product that I sold. Okay, so that was again very, very cool. This is like I said, the exact listing, so JP & Co. I just did up this myself, and this was in around about early to mid 2018 that I was selling this product. So really, really cool. I had a lot of learning curves, especially with giveaways. I didn't realize how costly giveaways were, because the strategy back then was to actually, get your reviews in. As you see, I had more reviews come in. It didn't used to be 3.8, it used to be higher. It used to be like around 4.5, stars, but the strategy was to give away your products and then in exchange for a review, right? And it used to work a lot better back then. You still do that to some extent, but you can't do it as widely. I used to get into Facebook groups and send a whole bunch of coupon codes to people, and they used to give reviews and things like that. And Amazon wasn't as harsh on doing that, but now they're a lot more harsh on that. So that was the strat back then, but similar things still work to this day, right? So that was my second product that I'd sold. Ended up selling out of these as well. After this product, I had one or two that didn't do so well in the US market. I think there was one in the Aussie market as well. But then at this time, I sort of steered more towards the Aussie market because I was teaching a lot about the Aussie market, and then I was also, wanting to just sell in the Aussie market myself, just bring my knowledge from the US market that I'd learned in the last, year or two before that, and then go and start selling in the AU market. Wanted to see how I went there. So my first product in the AU market was this one here. This isn't the exact listing, but it's basically the same product. I was selling this for about $23 to $25. It might have been a little bit higher, maybe around $28. So a lot of people sell the jade rollers on their own, but this was a vibrating one. I just wanted to come into the market, and at the time there was only like a couple of other sellers selling this. Now there's heaps and heaps of sellers. Okay, this was back in, I think this was 2019. I was selling this early 2019, early to mid 2019, I think. So I got in an order of that. I think I got in about 150 units for my first order. I ended up selling out of those, and I was making some good income from that. I don't exactly remember the revenue, but I think it was around the $2,000 to $3,000 mark per month with this product. So this again isn't my listing. I don't have the listing up anymore, but that was also a really, really cool product that I was selling. And the reason it worked was because it was just great at the time. It was, I differentiated myself. So instead of just having the normal jade roller, which is just standard, it doesn't vibrate or anything. Apparently the vibrations are meant to work a lot better. I also had this attachment, which was not just for the cheekbones, but had this attachment here, which worked for as like an eye massager as well. Worked really well. I basically had this packaging as well, the Energy Beauty Bar, and this was in my listing and everything as well. I wish I could show you the photos, but I did have some nice images done up. I was actually at the time in my parents' bathroom. They had some nice little pots and plants and things like that in their bathroom, which I put on the countertop next to the product, and I made it look really good. And I think I ended up just taking images on my phone, and they worked really, really well for the time. They worked well enough for me to sell out all my inventory. So just goes to show you don't always have to have professionally done photos. It can really help, especially if you're going for strong branding. They were better than this though. These images, they were a lot better than this listing. They actually had decent images of the product, had lifestyle images and things like that. So really, really cool. But that was basically, I think it was my first or second product on the Aussie market that I ended up selling, and that one did really well. So this is just to give you an overview as to what kinds of products to look for. Now at the time, the reason I sold these products was because the sales numbers looked good, and I'm going to show you how to use Helium-10 to really gauge, what kinds of product you should be looking for, what kinds of sales numbers you should be looking for. So we're going to go ahead and go into Helium-10, and I'm going to show you how cool this tool is, because back then when I was doing product research, that was like 4 years ago now, 4 or 5 years ago, we didn't have Helium-10, and we didn't have, we had Jungle Scout for the US market, we didn't have anything accurate for the AU market. So this is really, really cool. The tool that I use mostly for Helium-10, and if you do want to use this, there are free trials for Helium-10, and I do have a discount code for it. I've supported Helium-10 for like the past at least 2 years now. I'll leave a link down below if you are interested in that. Okay, so I do have my own personal discount code for that if you do want to use that, if you want to get involved with it. Now, like I said, there's a lot of different tools here. I go more in depth with this in my Ecom Educate course, which again is down below if you do want to check that out. I'm not really going to go into that in this video, but I use Blackbox, and this is a really easy tool to use. And let's just say we wanted to use it for the Aussie market. They have the AU market. You can search for all these markets. If you want to sell in the US market, the UK market, they have that as well. But for this video, we're going to sell in the AU market. We're looking at products for the AU market. Now, again, in the Ecom Educate course, I go through more in depth on how to use these numbers, but just for the purpose of this video, for you to start finding products, you can follow along with me here. We're going to go for the simple method. I want to sell a product in the AU market for any category. So I wouldn't do any category. Best categories for beginners, you can start with things like baby, beauty, and you can click all of these, computers, electronics, health, household, home improvement, kitchen and dining. and sports, fitness, and outdoor. We might look at sports, fitness, and outdoor just for this video, but they're the sort of categories and niches that I would recommend. They basically aren't gate kept with any requirements for you to sell. Sometimes you need to fill out forms and give certificates and things like that to sell in certain categories, but the ones that I just listed are fairly safe. You've also got, I'm not sure if I already said it, but pet supplies as well, which are a really good one. For sports, fitness, and outdoor, we have that needs, and I like to do some improvement. So that means that you have a product there that can use some improvement, right, or a niche, a category that can use some improvement. And then you want the competition, I would say medium or high. Let's just do high for this. Okay, you can start off with medium if the products that you're finding are too competitive and they're selling too much. The reviews are too high. You can change that around. You want your price range to be $30 to $100 because that's in that sweet spot of an impulse buy. Always do my products at $30 to $100, especially for beginners. And then you want your monthly revenue to be $1,000 to $10,000. Because 0 to 1,000 is too little, and 10,000 plus, it might sound good to go for, but as a beginner, unless you have, say, maybe around $6,000 to $10,000 to play around with and just to invest, it's going to be very hard for you to be able to compete with these sellers that are doing 10,000 plus and to grow yourself. Amazon is a very heavy cash flow based business, and a 1,000 to 10,000 are a really good starting point. If you're looking to get started with anywhere from around, I would say $1,500 to $3,000 for your first initial order of inventory, this is a good price point to start with. So we're going to search for this and we'll see what comes up. We can play around with these numbers if not much comes up. So as you can see here, we've only got one thing that's come up. So what we can do from here is play around with the numbers. As we can see here, we've got the review count that's set automatically, got the reviews, and obviously we've got the numbers that we set here. So we can go to customize, and then, we can go to edit filters, and we can go to review count. Let's just do, say, 10 reviews, because we're looking at listings with 10 reviews to maybe, we'll say 300. And we'll see what comes up there. So if we apply filters, that should show us some more products, and then we can go from there. Now what we can do is a really cool thing about Helium 10 is we can have a look at what products these are. We can have a look at the price points they're selling at, their bestseller rank, or bestseller rating, right? Which is really, really important. The lower the BSR is, the better. Okay, so that can show you how popular this listing or this product is, price point, the monthly sales, monthly revenue, and then obviously their reviews as well. So they're the main things to look for. Now, one that I actually saw just before was this Alpha Fit scent water bottle. So we're looking at their monthly revenue, 1,000, 1,300. Okay, sorry, this is for the wrong listing. We've got 3,500. So this must be for a particular color that they have. But if we want to look at this listing and see what they're selling, we can have a look and see, okay, maybe we can look at this particular niche and see what's going on in terms of sales. So this is a water bottle which also has fruit fragrance. So they have different flavors by the looks of it. $36.99 they're selling for. So you can actually look at how much they're selling on the product page as well. So if you wanted to see how much this particular seller is selling, we can just go up here and click on the Helium 10 Chrome extension, which it only works for Google Chrome as far as I know. So I would suggest to use Google Chrome. Once we click that, we can click X-ray, and then it will show us a more of an in-depth view as to what their sales are. I know we just saw it on our product, in the black box here on Helium 10, but it's good to see this as well. One of these here, so one of these colors here is doing 4.3K per month. So this is in the last 30 days, so 118 sales. So if you're looking at this, you're thinking, okay, is this a product that I want to go for? First thing you can do here is look at the competition. So what we can actually do from here is we can actually type in, the main keyword for this particular product. So this particular category, the number one bestseller in bike water bottles. So you can either type in bike water bottles into the search here, or you could type in water bottle, which is a very, very wide range. So there's going to be a lot of competition here. We could maybe type in bike water bottles. So what we want to do here is go to all departments, make sure you're in all departments, and we're going to type in bike water bottle. And we'll see what comes up here. So we've got a bunch of different listings that come up, and you can actually gauge what the competition's like by using Helium 10 again. So this is page 1 of, under the keyword bike water bottle. What we're going to do from here is, again, click Helium 10. Some of this is still loading up, which is okay, but we can, again, go to the X-ray vision here, and we can see how much these sellers are selling under bike water bottle. Okay, there's a lot of different factors that play into this, which again we go more in depth with in the course. First thing I am looking at here is the search volume. I'm looking at the average price as well, and then we can also look at the revenue. So we can filter through the revenue by clicking on this here. Click it twice, and we'll go to the top seller here. So this is the one that we just saw. It looks like the gray version of this. So the gray version is doing 4.2K. Okay, so they are quite high up. There looks like number one spot, quite high up under the bike water bottle keyword. Okay, but the thing that I don't like here is the search volume. Okay, you're looking at, for Amazon Australia, you're looking at anywhere minimum, I'd say 2,000 for search volume per month. So we can actually look at this, and we can look at the trend of this as well, and we can see if it's going up or down 1 year. So it seems to have, okay, around February, then again July goes up. Okay, so it's not, if it was in a more of an upwards trend, I like the look of this. Okay, the last 30 days, yes, it is going up, but it is also coming to Q4, so that's understandable. If you look at the last 90 days, sort of a bit steady, and then obviously near the end of the year, it does go up again. We can look at all time if we want. It's actually gone down from when they first started in 2022. So these are things you need to consider. Price point, I don't really like the price point of $26. It is possible to do that, but I'd say anywhere from maybe $30, even $40, up to $100 is sort of like the sweet spot range. If you can get something around $50 to sell, you've got a good, healthy profit margin to play with most of the time, right? So these are the things that I look for, okay? So I look at the products, I look at the revenue, I look at the reviews, I look at how many sellers there are. This is another thing as well. Look at all these brand names, okay? Look at who you're competing with. Camelback, they're a very big brand. You have another one I saw just before as well. Can't see the name anymore. I think it was Contigo. Okay, Contigo is a massive brand in the water bottle space. So you're looking at who you're competing with as well. You're looking at the bestseller ratings, the number of sellers, the number of reviews as well. Okay, so there's a lot of different things you can look at, which will gauge to you, or which will show you, okay, is this something viable to go for? To me, looking at this, my first opinion on this is, okay, there's a lot of sellers on here, the price point is too low, and there's not enough search volume. So there's not really anywhere, any money to be made. The sweet spot is there's a few sellers that are making really good revenue. Let's just say anywhere from like 2,000 to 5,000 per month, or even 1,000 to 5,000 per month. Good revenue. There's not too many sellers selling it, and there's good search volume. So that means that there's demand, but low competition. You're looking at high demand with if you can, low competition, or high demand with sort of like medium competition. That's sort of like the sweet spot, okay, especially for the Aussie market. So again, I would suggest to go through Black Box, and this is only the sports niche, okay? So this is only the sports, fitness, and outdoor category. There's so many things you can look for here, so many different pages you can go through, and the only thing I would suggest to you is look at maybe the one category at a time, or look at a few at a time, and I wouldn't endlessly just scroll for hours. I would do maybe half an hour to an hour at a time looking through this, and then give yourself a break, because you can get burnt out with this. When I first started product research, and I found this Bengal flask here, which I was showing you before, I took about, I think it was about either 2 weeks, or it was either 2 weeks or 2 months to find my first product. And this is what I ended up finding. I was horrible at product research. I didn't know what I was doing. So you're not alone if you think that you're really bad at product research. It just takes time. I've been doing product research on platforms like Amazon. Now I do Shopify as well. And product research is a skill in itself. And it's taken me years and years to get to the point where I sort of have this vision of what I know is a good products just by looking at it. Okay, what I know is going to be sort of like a good seller. And even then, even if you think you know, you still need to look at the sales numbers. And that's why using a software tool like Helium 10 is so important. So I would highly suggest to just click the link down below and check it out. And if you are interested, please check out Ecom Educate. Now, if you didn't know, Ecom Educate is a complete Amazon FBA course for Aussies, built for Aussies to sell in the Aussie market, or if you do want to sell in other markets, it's designed for Aussies to do so. Completely in-depth, step-by-step blueprint on what you need to do to get your first product up and selling and growing. But it's been very helpful. I launched Ecom Educate back in mid-2018, and we served well over 1,000 students here in the Aussie market, and quite a few success stories here, what you can see on the channel. And then I have my Instagram as well. I'll link everything down below if you do want to check it out. If you have any questions for me, please leave them down below in the comments or reach out to me on my Instagram. My DM is always open. I'm happy to help those of you who need it. And apart from that, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day or night wherever you're watching. Stay safe. I'll see you guys soon.